Hello and welcome to a new episode of Cultural Magazine. We have a lot in store for you in this episode. Hope you enjoy it, and let's take a look at what we have in store.
The Cairo Symphony Orchestra recently presented a concert on the Grand Theater stage at the Cairo Opera House. Maestro Nader Abbesi led the concert, which presented the music and drama of King Oedipus, music between dusk and dawn, Cairo Symphony Orchestra, and a cappella choir. Oedipus Makalla is one of the most important tragedies in Greek theater, literature, and plays, especially tragic ones. The French poet and playwright Jean Cocteau dealt with the Oedipus play by Sophocles in a modern way in the 20th century, and Igor Stravinsky cooperated with him during the period in which he lived in France and composed the Oedipus opera, which is the choral oratorio opera. Stravinsky sanctified the classical content of Sophocles and composed music according to the framework of his imagination, an understanding of the point of view of Sophocles and Cocteau together. And he sanctified the role of the choir in the context of Greek drama with an artistic treatment of the development of music in the 20th century. His style of music is characterized by dissonance, and it was the premiere of this opera at the Sarah Bernadette Theatre in Paris in 1927. Biti Sineri Heritage Building recently organized an art exhibition entitled Beautiful Egypt in the Eyes of Its People by Sharif Ismail and a group of photographers. The exhibition comes within the framework of the Biblioteca Alexandrina's keenness to spread awareness and Egypt's cultural heritage, to emphasize the role and importance of purposeful art in society. It is also to help promote participation and interest in Egypt's history, culture, and heritage. Beautiful Egypt Through the Eyes of Its People exhibition consists of a group of paintings and photographs that represent the splendor and beauty of the ancient country and its unique arts. On the sidelines of the exhibition, a documentary film about the story of photographs was screened, as well as a photography workshop entitled Innovation and Creativity in Photographic Images, in addition to a historical and an archaeological tour inside the Sineri Heritage House. The Sineri House is one of the ancient houses located in the Sayyida Zainab area. It is affiliated with the Biblioteca Alexandrina and witnesses the organization of many workshops and scientific, cultural, and artistic events. The ancient Sineri House represents one of the finest examples of residential buildings, including the homes and palaces of princes and senior statesmen in an important period in Egypt's history that was in the late 18th century during the French occupation of Egypt. Most of the residents were painters and engineers. The Alexandria Library realized the great significance of this architectural and historical monumental site of the Cincinnati House, so it worked to equip it to be a cultural center and an environment for science, culture, and the arts with the aim of reviving the Egyptian scientific complex. The heritage site has witnessed the authoring of the famous Description of Egypt Encyclopedia, which consists of 20 volumes that were written and compiled during the French occupation of Egypt, which was from the year 1798 to 1801.
Egypt has a long and vast history with deep heritage involved in it throughout the years and centuries that have taken place in history with Egyptian culture. Let's go find out more about this heritage in Egypt.
El Ghudi Dome Creativity Center organizes the mass show Rituals of Highness or Elevation Rituals. The show represents a spiritual journey that takes a Mawlawiya to the cosmic space to emphasize the spiritual values and the essence of religions, love, tolerance, and peace. The journey takes us to search for the abstract truth through various Sufi scholars such as Ibn Arabi, Jalaluddin Rumi, Nifri, and others.
هو طبعا ده ضمن مشروع الحقيقة قدمته من حوالي 2011 لإحياء فنون القاهرة التاريخية، ودي سلسلة عروض الحقيقة بتتم.
The elevation rituals are among the Cairo Heritage Arts Preservation Project that I have proposed in the year 2011. These are a series of shows that are presented in this respect. Today's show is related to the Sufi heritage, and it is also the fourth of 4 consecutive series, coming out into the light, Mawlawiya Visions, and Fayoum Faces. In these series, we attempt to present the group a message of peace, which includes Islamic and Coptic heritage, together with a group from Indonesia and a cappella. We have Hani Abdel Hayy, who is playing the role of a Sufi, and Hani Abdel Ayel. This comes with the Sama troupe as well. The show is greatly admired, with many awaiting its debut, from fans to intellectuals. This is the project of my life. Before, I thought that as Cairo heritage sites were being renovated, there should also be an artistic heritage preservation movement. This is my passion. I started out with this philosophy in mind, that is, how to revive Cairo heritage arts. We had done different parades in El Mu'izz Street, like the Sultan, the Shagaratul Dur parades, as well as a parade displaying the old traditional wedding. We have also presented another project named Egypt's Heritage Identity through our troops, especially here at El Ghuri Dome. We presented Cairo in 1,000 Years and many other things that assert Egypt possesses cultural and heritage treasures, and we aim to continue on with this project as the Ministry of Culture is enthusiastic about it. This is with the music of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and Schiller's poems, leading to the greatest secret through the art of hearing Sufi chants, Sufi dance, and poetry. Participating in the performance is the Message of Peace Ensemble, which includes the Sama for chanting and spiritual music troupe, the Coptic Hymns and Melodies group, the Church Hymns group, the Indonesia chanting troupe, the Maulawiya Sufi dance troupe, and a representative performance by the great artist Hani Abdel Hayy, according to an artistic vision directed by Dr. Intisar Abdel Fattah's perspective.
طقوس السمو معروف طبعا حالة السمو والارتقاء والعلاقة بربنا والتأكيد على جوهر الأديان وإزاي نسمو.
Elevation is being in a higher state of mind and being closer to God, and an assertion of the essence of religion, which Intisar Abdel Fattah's vision and works usually signify. His works consist of a group of artists who come from different parts of the country. We have soloists from Damanhur, Mansoura, Fayoum, and Cairo, as well as others. They make a lot of rehearsals to bring out this authentic work from Egyptian heritage. It first started out with the Sama troupe in 2006, which Abdel Fattah established, and later forming a Message of Peace troupe, which included some Coptic hymns, and we had asked the Coptic Church Pope Shenouda to accredit these chanters and chants in Sama troupe. The troupe is a message of peace that has actually toured the world with its chants, starting from the oldest church in the Vatican, Saint Germain in Paris, China, Germany, and Austria. This show represented Egypt everywhere so as to show how diverse cultures are gathered in harmony, which signifies how Egypt is with all its cultures' diversity. He also gathered an Indonesian troupe to his musical troupes. In the show of Sama, artist Abdel Fattah gathers the chants and music of 30 diverse countries on stage at the Cairo Salahuddin Citadel, which shows how cultures, religion can exist side by side in harmony. This show is distinctive in how Maulawiya is part of a dramatic work of art. He also selected Sufi poems that assert the human essence in life, whether it is justice and various other morals.
Or we can talk it about that was since the 4th and the 5th century. Yeah, it's in Coptic, the fourth. You can say that the first historical cut of the Pharaoh language. Yeah, our saints, our Coptic saints, wrote these lyrics actually, and we had to compose with Dr. Intisar, and we get the score with Dr. Intisar, and get which part which is blended with the Sufi, and choose that, and the core of the piece we just chanted for it. We actually have many fans all over the world. We have in Germany, we have in France, we have in Austria, we have in Tunisia. That show traveled through, I think, 10 countries, and we have fans all over the world. I think our Egyptian fans will get manifested with that.
استمتعت استمتاعا عظيما بحضور هذا العرض.
I have attended Sama troupe shows before, and I enjoyed this great show together with the audience, as it is a composition of various musical elements, including religious chants, mingled in harmony with church hymns, together with the participation of an Indonesian troupe. This comes in addition to Sufi music represented in Maulawiya chants and dances as they express their spiritual emotions. The show consists of various forms of religious musical compositions and some poetry, in addition to Sufi dances. This combination was greatly harmonious in an honest emotional performance that compromises of Islamic and Coptic troupes that present this distinct show.
Allah
the core of Egyptian cultural civilization and in the framework of heritage revival efforts. Sufi spiritual rituals were held at El Ghuri Dome in the name of Fayoum Faces, the Sabiri Gindi for the Cultural Magazine.
The Cairo Opera House is a beacon of light for both artists and art lovers. It brings and joins both local and international artists from around the world. Let's go find out more about what the Cairo Opera House has to offer.
The Cairo Opera Company, under the supervision of its artistic director, Dr. Iman Mustafa, presented a concert accompanied by the pianist Greg Martin at the Cairo Opera House's Gumhuriya Theatre stage.
Waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd if I were a wealthy man.
The program includes a selection of world-famous musical works, including Stars, Love Story, Strangers in the Night, Think of Me, All I Ask Is You, My Heart Beats, No One Does It Better, I Can't Stop Loving This Man, Are You Lonely Tonight, Hello, and some others.
Just going up and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere just for show. I'd fill my yard with the chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can, and each now the gee and the goo and the ah and the ah will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say he lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy-biddy-bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, idle man, I'd see my wife, my darling, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin, supervising meals to her heart's delight. I'd see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Oh, what a happy mood she's in, screaming at the servants day and night. If I were a rich man,
performed by Osama Gamal, Jihan Faiz, Osama Ali, Salma Gibeli, Julia Faizi, Laila Ibrahim, Jacqueline Rafiq, as well as others.
Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I were a wealthy man?
It is worth noting that the Cairo Opera Company was officially formed in 1964 and presented many of the most famous international operas.
Must be something that the angels don't plan. Fish got to swim and birds got to fly. I got to love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow. Tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. Can't help loving that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. And when he comes back, that day is fine. The sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him means nothing to me.
Its repertoire includes more than 32 famous opera novels. Its members also participated in huge performances on the largest theater stages in the world and succeeded in forming a mass base interested in opera singing as one of the finest forms of rich arts.
When he goes away, that's a rainy day. And when he comes back, that day is fine. The sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him means nothing to me. Can't help loving that man of mine. Can't help loving that man of mine.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Cultural Magazine. Hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for more on Now TV.